We're here in Santa Fe, of course, to check out the all-new 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe. It's a bit longer, a bit taller than the outgoing model, but that's not really the big news. Look at it. It's such a drastic departure in styling from the previous generation, so let's check it out. Up front, it starts with this big squared off face. You get these H-shaped headlights. If you're being charitable, sometimes I think they look like Space Invaders characters or maybe a balloon animal, but overall the look is very, very rugged and powerful. And as you come along to the sides, you get more of that squared off nature with these wheel wells. This is a calligraphy model riding on 21-inch wheels. 20s and 18s are also available. Everything's just kind of straight lines. It's a good look, I think. Some folks have seen maybe Ford Flex. I see more Land Rover Defender. But overall, very muscular look to it. A big departure, again, from the previous generation Santa Fe. And as we come along to the back, you get these very low-mounted, again, H-shaped taillights. Some extra lighting around here. Big, big Santa Fe badging. And overall, again, it's meant to be sort of an outdoorsy looking SUV, whereas the Palisade is sort of the urban lifestyle SUV in Hyundai's lineup. This, which is still smaller than the Palisade, is meant to, sort of take you outdoors. And one of my favorite things about the Santa Fe's new styling is the extra wide cargo opening. According to Hyundai's measurements, it's almost 6 inches wider than the previous model, which should make loading and unloading things, especially large items, a bit easier. The load floor is not incredibly low, but it's a good height. Both the third row and the second row fold pretty much perfectly flat, giving you a lot of space if you have to carry bulky items. Inside the new Santa Fe, you get a 12.3-inch digital instrument panel connected in a curved display to a 12.3-inch touchscreen display. Looks pretty nice. Hyundai's been sort of a leader in user interface, at least in our opinion, so not a whole lot new to report there. Still waiting to find out if we're going to get wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, but if we do, that'll be great because we have dual wireless chargers available down here in the center console, as well as USB-C ports for both charging and data. Another neat little trick feature is this upper glove box compartment. Now, we're not sure if this will make it to the US, but you can put things like your wallet, your keys, your phone in here, close it up, hit a little button, and boom, it sanitizes it using UV light. So if that comes to the US, that'll be cool and something you can show off to your friends. A neater feature, and one that's probably a lot more practical for folks, is this center console bin, which opens normally, as you would expect from the front, but for second row passengers, there's a button back here, and it's actually hinged in this direction as well, so your passengers can reach in and get things, which can be useful. I could also see it turning into pranks, but it's a helpful family-friendly feature, unless your kids are jerks. More console storage down here below the center console. That's in part due to the shift-by-wire system. We've seen it in some of Hyundai's EVs. Not my favorite version, but again, if you're gonna switch to something like this, give me something in return, and this extra storage is a great, great benefit. Otherwise, the only big thing that I'm really not a fan of here are the touchscreen climate controls. You do have knobs for temperature, but everything else is gonna be touch sensitive. Frequently used stuff really shouldn't be touch controls in our opinion, but it is what it is. You do get a bunch of nice physical controls for other things, including drive mode, camera system, a volume and tuning knob. So mixed bag, but it looks nice overall. This is a prototype, so materials quality could change with the final version, but what I've seen so far is pretty impressive. Not a whole lot to report on back here in the second row, but it is nice and roomy. This is a 6-seat version, so these are captain's chairs. They have power folding for third row access. Feel nice and comfortable. with the driver's seat in a good position. I have a lot of legroom here in the second row. The seats do slide manually, so you can help with third row passengers if you need to adjust their legroom. You get USB ports along the back side here of the front seats and some vents here. I wouldn't mind vents in the ceiling. Your heated seat controls are on the door if your car comes equipped with that. And as we've seen in a lot of Hyundais, we do have manual window shades, which are a great feature, especially if you have children. It's a comfortable second row. A legroom has increased slightly thanks to the increase in wheelbase with the new Santa Fe, but it wasn't really a huge issue to begin with. But you know, more is always better. In the third row, materials quality does take a dip. It is noticeable, but that's not out of the norm for vehicles of this class. There are some nice features. Both sides of the third row get USB-C charging ports and dual cup holders and a nice big rear window to look out of so you don't feel too claustrophobic. But if you are like me, a 6'1", not so small adult, you're really not going to fit back here. This is more a third row for short trips or smaller people. Third row access is also relatively easy for something of this size, but not perfect. And there are some other things I would change as well. I'd position the air vents a little bit higher. Overall, not the best, not the worst. I'd probably rather stick to just a two-row SUV like the previous Santa Fe and keep this extra space for cargo. The new Santa Fe certainly impresses with its looks, but we have a lot to find out. Full US specs won't be released until later this fall, closer to the Los Angeles Auto Show. But stay tuned for more, and for my full write-up, be sure to head to Cars.com. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you get all the latest from Cars.com, and if you're enjoying this, go ahead and give us a like.